Hello, YouTube. We are at the Stafford Air and Space Museum. This is the outside.
Yeah, you had some fun.
I didn't. I know where we were at.
I knew where we were at. You surprised me. A different museum, and then we showed up to this one, and it was great. I'm very excited.
Yeah, because in the same town there's a I don't even remember the name of it. It's here in Oklahoma, Weatherford, Oklahoma, and it was the other, the Heritage Museum's right next to this one. So she wanted to know where we were going, and I told her we were going to that one. Then we showed up here to our favorite subject.
Yes, I'm excited. Look at that. I love that.
The Stafford Air and Space Museum is located in Weatherford, Oklahoma, and is named in honor of the town native and legendary test pilot and astronaut Lieutenant General Thomas P. Stafford. The museum started out as a display case in the airport here and has grown now to become one of the premier educational attractions in western Oklahoma. They say they have worked closely with the Smithsonian Institution, NASA, and the U.S. Air Force Museum to assemble a great collection of artifacts. Well done, Stafford Air and Space. When you arrive, they will give you a brochure, which is a self-guided tour of the facility. You will see the gold stars throughout for each point of interest, just like these two, the Moon Rock number 1 and the Space Medal of Honor number 2.
The F-117 stealth fighter was spearheaded by Tom Stafford during his days at the Pentagon. Did not know that there's that connection from this jet to this man. So Thomas P. Stafford was a pilot, and he was also an astronaut who was one of the first astronauts in December of 1965 to meet up for a rendezvous in space. It was the first time anything like that had been done. That he also later went to the moon with Apollo 10. Really cool guy, it sounds like. I really like how this museum has included not only the Wright brothers and their plane, but also the early flight back in the 1700s with a balloon and then the gliders. So this is really cool to see the different pioneers of aviation.
The different stages of flight.
Right. Oh, it even goes back to BC. Who would have thought? here we are, the Wright Brothers Cycle Shop in Dayton, Ohio.
This is a representation of that.
Yeah, and that's where we're from, on the outskirts of Dayton. So it was amazing because the brothers made these bicycles back in the time where the average American only made $500 a year. But these guys were making anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 a year just from the sales of their bike. Or their bikes.
Good bikesmiths.
Yes, they were.
For bike rides, I guess.
And then there's the Wright Flyer.
Here's the Wright Flyer. This stuff, we are pretty accustomed to seeing these things.
Yes.
In Dayton, they got it everywhere.
They also have a really great museum that you should go visit, the Air Force Museum.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum.
It's amazing. It's a gem of our nation.
I've not seen it on YouTube yet, so maybe we'll get there soon, or somebody else can beat us to it. It deserves to be on.
Absolutely
on
does.
YouTube.
It is amazing.
And here's their wind tunnel, 1901. This is how they designed their wings and how they were going to
I think this must
see
be.
how they reacted to the wind.
They have a huge record of it.
This is the third room, fourth room, something like that.
Look at this.
This is a much bigger museum than I thought it'd be.
So push the green button.
Like that. Push that button. The OGM channel will be jealous. That is spectacular. Eat your heart out, OGM.
I know, that's what
Design.
is really.
Because I've never seen that one. Never seen this particular version.
Quimby. This is her. She's in a traditional.
That's her?
This is her. She wore a purple jumpsuit with these high-laced black boots because she was hired by the soda factory, soda company, according to this, to advertise for their soda. She was one of the
grape soda?
It was grape soda. And she was the first woman to get her pilot's license in 1911. She had a very short-lived career, though. Even though she broke down barriers for women to get their pilot's license.
Yeah, her plane also broke down.
No, they said she was in a show with another person, and the plane took a nosedive. They don't know what happened. They said it was a mystery as to what happened. It took a nosedive. It flew. It threw both people that were on board out of the plane, killing them both. They fell about 1,000 feet to their death. But she did amazing works in moving women forward in obtaining their pilot's license.
So this plane looks familiar to us. Why, Charlotte?
Because it's from the United States Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. The one we were just telling you about.
Just telling you about that.
And this one was...
just like Dayton, they don't want you touching it.
This right here, the Sopwith Pup, it says, ranks as one of the truly great combat aircraft of World War I. Some have called it the most perfect flying machine ever made. Regardless, the Pup was undeniably a docile, competing one-on-one with any combat aircraft in the sky at the time of its debut during the spring of 1916. It proved so effective against German aircraft that German pilots consciously avoided confrontation with it until the advent of more capable German pursuits. By the end of 1917, the Pup's advantage had been offset by newer designs. It was quickly phased out as more advanced aircraft became available. But this one you might have seen with, I believe, I want to say the Red Baron is an offshoot of one of these similarly made planes, but it was, of course, German made.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like a fire apparatus.
It is. It's a fire truck for the airplanes back in the day.
Wow.
Dad told me about those.
Wow. And then we're right beside the Spirit of St. Louis.
Yes, we are. We're seeing it. This is a dead end here. We can't go any further because they're expanding.
Right.
But I can see around the blockade. It's going to be a big expansion. This sure would be. I think they're just scale models. Man, those would be fun to launch. Remember the stuff you launched as a kid?
Yes.
How cool would these be to launch?
That is, oh my gosh.
I don't think they'd be happy about that.
Is that a Falcon Heavy?
They probably have a lot of money invested in these things, and they wouldn't want us shooting them off.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Oh no, that's a Boeing.
Look at the size of this thing.
Wow. Oh, there's the Falcon 5. Yeah, that's a Delta 4. Where's that?
No way. Where did that come from?
That is the heavy.
That's a Russian version?
9. What is it?
Okay, so we're over to the other wall of the expansion that we're not supposed to be going into. We'll give you a sneak preview.
This is going to be really nice.
Yep. We could do a little wiring along back here.
We could help them out.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a big old expansion. A couple more rooms.
Wow. Wow.
This is an up close look here at the LR87 engine.
You need to put this on the back
Oh,
of
it's
Wanda.
just tight.
Wow. You said
Look at all the jets in there for the fuel to come out.
Whoa.
That's a lot of jets. You probably can't see it on the GoPro, but these are the rockets the other side that we just saw. Satellite or something. It's too small to be perfect.
Talk about feeling claustrophobic.
There's the world's first rendezvous in space. There's a picture of it. expansion too. This is a control panel. You see these if you go down to Cape Canaveral, the Kennedy Space Center. You can go in and you can see a presentation with these mission control modules. It's really impressive presentation. Yeah, it's set up. There's the entire room. You go in there, watch the launch. It's really cool. All this equipment, look at it all. Look at all the technology that they had.
Amazing.
And no YouTube to put it on. Another one. Unknown. Can't read it probably. From the Museum of the United States Air Force. Or the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum.
And this is Titan 2. Oh. That's the shield.
This is the heat shield. This is after it made entry.
Wow.
Looks like the heat was sort of focused right here for some reason.
I'm sure some physicists out there would know why.
That's interesting. Yeah, the fat dude was sitting here. I know why.
The Titan 2 looks like you could either put a warhead on it, or in better times you could put a manned crew on top of it, which is what they've done for the Gemini. So the crew of the Gemini is the Titan 2.
So you're saying that we took the same design for the rocket and made it an ICBM.
That's what it's, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear something like that over at NASA, but I can't remember what it was. Interesting.
Oh yeah, it says 2 test flights and 10 manned launches occurred between 1964 and 66. All were 100% successful. The Titan II was also the largest ICBM in United States Air Force inventory, remaining on alert from 1962 to 1987. I did not realize that it was that recent that it remained in an alert status.
Yeah, but we've also, from what I'm hearing, we've got plans to make another trip to the moon, and it's going to take a special rocket. Is that it?
Yes. Yeah.
Bigger
rocket.
We'll have to schedule some time in Florida when it's going to go up.
Yes. I think it's with SpaceX. Engines, this is the place for you. I do not know anything about them.
Not me.
No, look over here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
for
about.
The rocket engines,
yes.
Sure. But to me, this is just nothing but a big shield, and that's what it basically is. It's
right, but I guess I'm talking about more.
And it does go into detail: extension bells, bell cooling, burn marks, cooling tubes, combustion chamber, ejector plate. So I guess it has more into it than I know.
Well, yeah.
I don't understand these things are on the ceiling either. I am. Don't take this as mechanical advice because I don't know. If you want to build your own rocket, you're going to have to come here and look for yourself.
Big rocket engine.
Yeah.
So we're using a Saturn rocket.
Rocketdyne engine. I've heard of that before.
Beast.
Lots of information here to consume. If you want to read everything, you need more time.
A lot more time.
We are traveling today, so we don't have that kind of time. We are headed out of Oklahoma and into Texas today.
Look at that mighty tortoise. Look at that.
we've seen that. We've
Yes.
seen this up close.
That's a crawler shoe.
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
we've been right next to the crawler at NASA, the Cape Kennedy Space Center, and we were season pass holders for just 1 year. But we made
good
very
use
good
of it.
use of it since we were living in Florida, and we went there often.
It's great.
All
This is huge.
the numbers on here. Will teach you what everything is. Now, if I had time, I'd sit here and go through every
Oh,
one of these.
I would go
things.
here with you.
Yeah.
Because we were just.
Try it.
Hello, YouTube. The acoustics are really
Are you
strange.
trying to steal my line?
Maybe just a little bit. This is really cool because each one of these cells, I think.
Well, each has got individual panels. Each one of those is a cube cut out. Crews, I should say, of all the missions, from Apollo 1, Apollo 7, 15, 14, and their patches. It shows the patches and the crew members, all of them here next to the, the lunar landing vehicle. It's got them all, which I'm sure you can find this information online as well. That flag is moving. I don't think it moves in the vacuum of space. It must not be in space.
Oh no, you're going to add that theory.
Well, I don't think we're in space right now. I honestly don't. Yeah. Well, if you look in the shield of this dude, you can see me standing there, and I know I'm not on the moon. So, this is Apollo 10. Their main mission was to go up and collect data on the moon so that Apollo 11 could come along and know what they're working with. They see all these pictures and videos and human beings telling them what it looked like, right? So that's what Apollo 10 did. They kind of made this plan out. And it says painting a line on the moon for Apollo 11, right? That's what it says, that was their mission. I think I want to call out Elon Musk that he needs to go up to the moon and paint SpaceX logo on the moon big enough that we can see it, prove to the world that the moon landing was right.
Oh, that's a really great idea.
He could do it.
Yeah,
he could figure it out.
Elon,
right?
You can do it.
I don't know why we got rid of the shuttle. So much cooler than. I mean, look at this thing compared to that knob. Right there. Not touching it. It's got glass.
Right.
But look at all this, and then that's cool. And then you got that little nub. That's what we're flying in now. Them little nubs. in the next room. It's a big room. This is the room that I was just over here on the back side of this thing that says you can't come in here because it's under construction. Look at that. Where's Glennis? Looks like you can even lower the cockpit.
Just 50 seconds later.
It's on hand.
Can I get in there, really?
It says to, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just hop on in, Charlotte. The sign says hop on in, Charlotte.
Does it now?
Oh, I mean, it says hop on in, Cessna.
Do not touch and do not. Oh.
And don't be flipping switches and whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
Show
Okay.
what you're seeing.
Oh.
Pay attention and fly too.
I have to pay attention and fly? Okay. So, well, let's get this baby ready to go. There's our rudder and our, here we go. This is drive, 1, 2, 3, and then rear, reverse, and park. No. Wow. Amazing.
Never-
What?
Think of all the views I'll get if you fall. Think of the Stafford Air and Space Museum.
Well, I'm back on Earth. It
Yep.
was a lot of information that I hadn't realized before about early flight, about
It is well presented.
Tom P. Stafford. I didn't realize how big of an influence he was in space.
Yeah, I learned a lot too.
Yeah, so it was a really nice museum. Small, but it was a big impact.
It was small, but
It has.
they had a lot in it for such a
and
what
they're-
seems like a small building, but it's not.
Right. Because they have a lot of nice. It's just set up really nice.
Yeah, I highly recommend coming in, stopping in and see it. If you got Harvest Fest special, you just spend the night for free. It's a nice, quiet little area.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching our video. We will see you again next week.